Looks like we're gonna have to go up to the shop for a refill. That's the end of that line there. Okay, well, at least I get to show you guys how to do it. So let's go ahead and put the battery back to charge for a minute, head up to the shop, and I'll show you how to refill that cassette there. It's pretty straightforward. Let's go. Crawl up our hillside here, up into the woods. Actually, you know what I saw today? I saw the marten. He was running away from the mower there. Interesting looking thing. It's full black. Never thought he would be full black, but that's what he looks like. Very interesting. Anyway, it's good to see him around and good to see him helping me at least control the squirrel population a little bit, because Lord knows they've been very destructive. They already cleared off one walnut tree and they're ruining the plums already. Damn things. Still smells a little musky here. I think the owl nest is somewhere around here still. I don't see any feathers or any more poop around. I think the fledgling probably already fled. That's all right. It's better for them to get out of the area here. Pine squirrels. They know exactly when I don't have the rifle in my hands. Sons of bitches, man, I tell you. They're smart. They're not stupid. Anyway, I'm not going to waste my time chasing them around today. I got a lot of actual homesteading work to do. We'll chase them around probably next morning. In the cooler weather, it's when they're usually out and about in the open. Can pick them off a lot easier that way. Anyway, let's continue up the hillside here. Let's go. It's like air conditioning in here. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our cable replacement here. I'll show you how it's done. We need some good pliers and clippers there. And this is our mighty spool of that Shindawa power. Look at how thick this stuff is. It is thick. Triple C, or even quadruple C. So now, let's go ahead and remove the cassette off of our DeWalt here. I'm going to try to set this up in a way here. There we go. Looks pretty good. We are still in frame. Hallelujah. All right, so as mentioned before, you got two little tabs right here on either side. See right there. Let's see if I can get you the position there. One right here, and of course, directly opposite of it. Now that is what you do to depress, and your cap pops right off. Ta-da! And then here is your actual spool. Comes right off, and it keys right here on this kind of square metal bit here, which is actually attached to your drive system. And it just kind of keys into there the way it's carved up there in the plastic, as you can see there. Now your spool, all it does is it actually routes right through this little hole there, and basically just curls around, and then that way it self-feeds through centripetal force, and it trims itself right here on this little metal bit here in the shield. That's what that's for, is to trim any excess wire off. So, we got our spool now open. We got this open here. Let's go ahead and pull out some wire. You don't need a whole lot with the Shindawa stuff because it's very, very thick and very, very strong. And not just that too, but because this spool is meant for a thinner wire, it could very easily get kind of difficult to deal with. So we're just going to trim off a little bit here, poke the rest of this through here so we keep our spool easy to find. Grab this guy here, and all you're going to do is you're going to route it through that little hole there. Actually going to route it through this way. And this hole here is a little bit tighter. And that kind of acts as a little bit of a break. I want to do kind of almost even to the ends there. Depending on which way you're coiling it is going to depend on which end you're going to leave a little bit longer, so that way the tails come out equal. Now we have to remember which way this one spins. This one is a counterclockwise spinning one. So if we look down this way, that means that this thing is spinning this way, right? So that's important for us to remember. It's spinning that way. So now as we spin that way, we know that it's spinning this way when we invert it. So because of that, we know that this is keyed in this direction and it's going to be spinning like this. So that means that we're going to want to coil this wire that way. So as it spins, it lets some of it kind of eke out, but not unravel itself. Because if you do it the other way, inside of here, it's just going to unravel and jam itself up. But you want it to go with the motion a little bit, so it's coming out of those little holes here and it feeding out as it goes along. So because of that, we're going to make this end on this side here just that little bit longer. So when we start coiling it, it's going to be able to kind of match up here. We're going to re-roll that up again. And unfortunately, there's really no gooder way of doing this. I'm going to pin it with one hand. As tight as we can do it. Of course, this is not the correct cable for the device, which is why it's more difficult than it should be. But I like that it's a heavier duty cable because it just does a lot better of a performance. Okay, so now this longer end, we're going to feed out through here, this side here. And the shorter end, we're going to feed out through this other eyelet right here. And try to pin it with your hand like that. Make sure it doesn't sit underneath the spool. Jam the guy in there. And now I can pull this guy out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Pull that one a little tighter. There we go. Like that. Now I gotta coil this back a little bit to seat into the actual keyway there. There you go. Make sure she seats into the keyway. And now we can pull this a little tighter there. Pull this down a little bit tighter here. And yeah, we left a lot of excess, but that's okay. There's no real good way of doing this. So you're gonna end up with quite a bit of length there, but that's fine. Just trim her off as you need to. Make sure she seats into the keyway. And she does. Good. Make sure that this can slide back and forth, and it does. Good. All right. So now we can go ahead and put our cap back on before this thing springs out and unspools all over the damn place. There you go. Now we just kind of measure out to be just shy of that little clipper mark there. Let's see, because once it, remember, because it spins, it's going to go under tension. So you want to pull it under tension. Clip her a little bit, and yeah, there's a little bit of waste here. That's okay. We can always reuse that for some other project, because this is useful for many other things. So we won't be throwing it away. Unfortunately, it's not an easy way of doing this without having a lot of excess. But there you go. That's how you run a heavy-duty Shindao wire and refill your own cassettes on a DeWalt power self-feeding Weed Whacker 20 volt. Straightforward, right? Pretty simple. Well, straightforward at least. It's not easy, but doable. So anyway, let's head back down the hill and get to whacking. Whack it. See how this thing gets tangled up so easy? All right. Another ground nest. That's amazing. I found so many ground nests all over the place. All kinds of little birds are camping on the ground. Isn't that something? All kinds of crap in my hat now. All right, well, let's keep on trimming. We got to tackle that big side there. I would take the side, the quassa out there, but I don't know what kind of rocks are hiding in there, and it's obviously on a hill mound, so. We don't want to be too aggressive with chopping up the underbrush over there, because the rabbits do like to hide out there, and I do want to promote a nice healthy rabbit population, because it is a resource after all. So if you need anything, stores don't have food, you never know what can happen. It doesn't have to be warfare or the end of the world. It could just be a bad storm, a strike, who knows? I mean, if you look at how the system is operated, it's only like a couple of days worth of reserve, and that's it. And with everyone panicking, well, it's better not to be in the crowds and fighting. It's better to have your own resources at hand on your own land. And that's why I like to promote on this channel, in a way that conserves and preserves nature and the land itself. Anyway, enough jabbering. Let's keep on working. What's that guy towing over there? Some kind of asphalt equipment? Or a pumper? Oh, it's a ship pumper. Oh, goody. We get to smell that today. Yay. And the line does, of course, get chewed up because, well, that's the whole point of the line. But it lasts much longer than that very, very thin, almost like speaker cable stuff that comes originally in these packs. And they're not that expensive. You can buy the DeWalt refill cassettes for like 17 bucks, I think. But 17 bucks, and you chew through it in one day doing this kind of big land. So it's kind of a little pointless. I mean, I already have the big spool of the heavy-duty Husqvarna stuff. So might as well use it, actually. Actually, no, sorry, it's not Husqvarna, it's Shindawa. Even better. Oh boy, this has not been done for a minute. Let's do it. All right, well, we made some progress here at least. Let's carry on. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. All right. We got a lot cleaner now. And that's how you do it. How you landscape a homestead. Let's go cool off for a little bit, eat something, come back out later to finish. See y'all in a bit.